Hey folks, Kilt-Man here, Kilt-Man, at your service. Now, I know I've been talking a hell of a lot about Rambo lately, because at the time of this recording, I'll be seeing it in almost 12 hours time. Rambo Last Blood. But speaking of blood, another franchise I totally and utterly adore. Well, I adore parts of it. I adore the idea behind it, and I adore the original. It's that! Yes, Halloween. 1978, John Carpenter broke the mould of the stalk and slash, and he crossed the boundaries. He had a killer which was, well, is he human? Is he not human? Well, he gets fucking shot. He gets stabbed. He gets all sorts happen to him. He falls off a balcony, a back-breaking balcony fall, and he comes back for Halloween 2. He then gets shot again and immolated. Comes back for various other sequels, of course, throughout the last few decades, and with the Lord of diminishing returns certainly played a part there. And then, of course, it came back for an explosively commercial return last year in Halloween 2018, whereupon the writers and directors and producers, Blumhouse, David Gordon Green and Danny McBride. Danny McBride? The fuck? Are you kidding me? Came up with this idea alongside John Carpenter, who totally endorsed it. But if you're a true John Carpenter fan, as you all know I am, because I've exhaustively reviewed his movies, I've got tons of the costumes, tons of the fucking paraphernalia. I've met the guy twice. He'll sell his soul for money. He'd sell his grandmother. He'd sell anyone for a bit of dosh. And that's what he does. He's licensed down all of his hot properties and made money out of it. He admits it though, so can't knock him for that. He's just being, a businessman and making some moolah in the process. But of course, Halloween then got this shot in the arm again. And after Rob Zombie's poorly received remake and then his version of the original Halloween, you know what, I've got to be honest, I don't mind it. I like the brutal, horrendous version that he brought up. And Tyler Mane, who plays Michael Myers, is clearly. How did the little scrawny kid who got bullied at school grow up to be him in a mental institution? What access to steroids and weights did he have? Gamma radiation. He's a fucking Hulk, for Christ's sake. But he's a terrifying brute, though. And he crashes through doors and just pursues people. It's, oh man, he's frightening. But it's a different version of the Shape, the original Shape, who was just not a huge hulking brute, just a guy in, a boiler suit and a mask. A William Shatner ghost-faced mask. And yet, because he had cunning and he had tricks up his sleeve and he could disappear at will and do all sorts of weird things, he was not normal. He was not a man, as Donald Pleasant says. This is not a man. Anyway, Blumhouse came out with the 2018 version, which a direct sequel to the original Halloween 1978, jettisons everything. Halloween 2 onwards is gone. The whole point being, we don't want the idea of Laurie Strode, Jamie Lee Curtis, and Michael Myers actually being brother and sister. I get that. I totally get that. But there's a way around it. In the fucking film itself, and I know I've mentioned this a few times, they actually do say, wasn't it a brother or something? Oh, that was just something they made up for the papers. Well, why not still keep Halloween 2 in the franchise? In this timeline? Because Laurie Strode, the way she's manifested herself as being this traumatised victim, got a house with lockdowns and fucking fire traps, guns everywhere. She's now an expert markswoman, and she's waiting for Michael to come back. Well, Michael only killed a few people in the first movie, and that's nothing compared to these days. I'm going over old ground, I know, but what I'm doing, I'm basing all this. This is a foundation for what the news is. And, for all you die-hard Halloween fans, none of this is really news to you because it's all been, liberally, splashed across the YouTube and forums and that for a while. But I'm just going to touch upon it now, although there is some new stuff. But I made some notes. Oh yeah, the returning cast. They're bringing back pretty much everybody who survived the first movie in '78. I don't mind the likes of Charles Cyphers, who played Sheriff Lee Brackett, coming back. I do not mind that at all. I like Charles Cyphers. He's a great actor, and it'd be nice to see him because he and Laurie both survived and went through trauma with Michael Myers. Sheriff Lee Brackett loses a daughter, in the first movie. So how does he, come to terms with it? What's he been doing in his intervening years? I'd like to see that. Don't mind. But they're bringing back like Tommy and Lindsay, who were the two kids that, Jamie Lee Curtis's Laurie Strode was babysitting on that night whilst watching Forbidden Planet and the thing from another world. Yes. Why? Yes, they're traumatised too, but fucking hell, do we need them? Have they got a relevance to the story? Well, I hope they have. Tommy Doyle, by the way, is potentially, this is the idea, he might be working in the hospital where Laurie's going to go after the events of Halloween 2018. Kind of mimicking, perhaps, the events of Halloween 2 way back in 1981. And if you do that, I don't mind a hospital setting. I do not mind that at all, because it worked so well for Halloween 2, which I really, really love, by the way. So bringing Tommy Doyle back, if he's got a proper role to play, I know he did feature in a couple of the shitty sequels from years and years ago, but fuck that, don't mind. But they're going to be like Lonnie. Lonnie is the kid that bullied Tommy, and he's the one, the lads are trying to the old Myers house on Halloween night, and they're going to go up to the steps and like, Lonnie, go on, go up to the door. And Donald Pleasance, as Dr. Sam Loomis, is hiding in the bushes there, waiting for Michael Myers to come back. And he goes, hey, Lonnie, get your ass away from there. And the kid's all fucking scarper. Well, why do we need him? Ben Tramer. Now, Ben Tramer was the guy that, Laurie, who's the virginal, the last girl sort of thing. Where their two mates, Annie and Linda, are both promiscuous and like fuck around like crazy. But Laurie isn't like that. By the way, do circles of mates exist like that? When I say circles, there's 3 of them there. 2 are fucking sluts and 1's a complete virginal goody two-shoes. Bullshit. It's bullshit. But Ben Tramer was the one that she got a bit of a crush on. And maybe he likes her too. But he dies in Halloween 2. He's wearing a very similar mask to Michael Myers, but with blonde hair. And he gets fucking smacked by a police car into a van. And it's a great scene. Because like Donald Pleasance thinks, get away! It's him! And then his fucking cop car smashes into him. And he's just ablaze. And they're going, is it him or not? And of course, then they get the dental records, and it is not Michael Myers. But that's Ben Tramer. And so, but that doesn't happen in this timeline. None of that happens. So Ben Tramer could come back, presumably. But they're going to bring back so many of these characters. And it's like, why? Are you going to bring back the old guy in the cemetery? The guy who's telling the story about the fella. He went to the shed, and he came back with it. And, do we need everybody to come back? That's a great big fucking reunion. And because people got wind of all this shit, the fan base, the diehard fan base, now, I have shrines, to Halloween, and I will be getting the Judith Myers headstone, which is coming out very soon from Trick or Treat, and Trick or Treat Studios do all the props and masks and that. Like, I do want that, and I consider myself an absolute fan. I was there when the film first came out. I loved it when it first came out. I was underage, but hey, what the fuck, Totally loved it, and John Carpenter's score became an iconic thing from the way that I view film music. And you all know how much I love my orchestral scores, but I massively adore my synthesizer scores too. None better than John Carpenter's. But, you know, there are people who are now clamouring an online petition to get Danielle Harris from like Halloween 4 and 5 to be in this. Why? She's not even in that fucking timeline. You know, she's the niece of Michael Myers. Wow, shit. Why? Is it got to be like a big clusterfuck of people? Oh, it's a big who's who, and how'd you do? And oh, what happened to you? And like, fuck off. Unless they all arrive at a big reunion, a big survivors reunion, and he comes in and fucking kills half of them, I would just, in one fell swoop, a couple of heads come off, like Tommy and Lindsay. Fucking, that's it. Got you now. The boogeyman is here. Only Michael Myers wouldn't make any fucking noise at all. But this is why. It's just why are you going to bring all these characters back? No, okay, what else have we got, right? There's going to be flashback sequences. Clearly, the casting call went out for like people who've got old 70s cars, right? So clearly, there's going to be something with 70s cars. Why do you have 70s cars? Unless it's a vintage car rally or something like that. No, you're going to have a flashback sequence. Now, is that flashback sequence going to be how Michael Myers apparently gets caught? You know, he is the shape. He's coming in and out of the shadows. He's been shot off a balcony. I shot him 6 times. I shot him in the heart. You know, you got all this stuff off a balcony, and he still makes a getaway. And the police clearly capture him. I hated this aspect from the way the story has gone on. Hated it. How are you going to capture him? He's not going to fucking stand there and just be taken down. He can survive a knitting needle, a knitting needle in the neck, a coat hanger in his fucking eye. He can be stabbed by his own knife in his stomach and shot. Fuck off. You know, this guy's not going to just be taken down. Unless, and this is my little idea, that maybe after Halloween, and he reaches the point where his kill clock just goes. You've got the scenes in Halloween 1 and certainly 2 where Dr. Sam Loomis, Donald Pleasance, is saying, you know, I watched a 6-year-old child sitting in a room, looking at a wall, not seeing the wall, looking past the wall, looking ahead to this night, inhumanly patient. Never said, the kid hasn't said a word in like 8 years or whatever it is, like, and you know, so maybe like it's just the kill clock just goes whoop, I'm done, and he's just then, he's nothing. So he can be captured, wrapped up in chains, and taken off. Now I hope that is the case, because I like that idea that, you know, there's a silent switch in him, which every Halloween or certain Halloweens, maybe you'll find out why, what the specific years mean to him, or the circumstances mean to him. But anyway, you know, I'm digressing again. The casting call also went out for like paramedics, emergency personnel, anyone who works in hospitals or, you know, police. So, but the emphasis being on hospitals. So this does give the idea that maybe a lot of it's going to be set, or at least certainly maybe the opening act of it set in Haddonfield General, which would be a nice and respectful, I hope, payback to or callback to Halloween 2, which I think is fucking necessary, because I do think it's cruel that they ditched Halloween 2 altogether. So if they're trying to rewrite things there, and speaking of rewriting things, the casting call also went out for triplets. We want triplets. Why? Why triplets? Yes, Kilt-Man. I hear you say, Kilt-Man, why? Why do you think we want triplets? Well, I don't know. But no, my little sort of, you know, a year before Halloween Kills comes out, you know, this is my little idea, and it's just, I'm just throwing it out there, because who the hell knows? Maybe Michael Myers ain't just one Michael Myers. Maybe he's one of triplets. And they all have this psycho clock inside them, this curse, which makes them the shape. So, which kind of gives the idea, you know, one of them could die, the other one will just step forward. Although he's then going to go and get the mask and the boiler suit, and I know there's obviously pitfalls there, but it's a way around the fact that look, he's died twice, so they killed 2 triplets, still 1 left. I don't know, I genuinely don't know. So I'm just making that up, flying by the seat of my dress McDonald kilt. What else did I have? I had all this stuff. Oh god, yeah. Well, if you're going to go back with flashbacks, Donald Pleasance, you can't overlook the presence of Pleasance, because Dr. Sam Loomis, the presence of Pleasance as playing Loomis looms large over the entire franchise. He's one of the most iconic characters in the horror genre. The almost pathologically psychopathic doctor who's realised his own patient is too evil to be kept alive, and it's just brilliant. And Donald Pleasance, who a veteran of so many horror movies before Halloween and then obviously after Halloween, he's superlative. His voice, his face, his little goatee, his little gnome-like head, Now, Halloween 2018, there was a kind of montage flashback showing diagrams of Michael in court and a few bits of evidence being read out, and you had a guy doing a Donald Pleasance voiceover pretty well. Now, what we don't want, or do we, is a flashback sequence actually having someone who's a lookalike for Donald Pleasance. That could either work if you could detach, okay, he is not Donald Pleasance, but he's playing Dr. Sam Loomis. That might work. Trying to make him shave his head and give him a goatee, but if you try to make him look like Donald Pleasance, if you do some CGI, that could really go against it. Or you did some kind of de-aging fucking thing, I don't know. So box clever on that one. You need to. The presence of Donald Pleasance, I'm loving that phrase, could be like gold dust if they do it right. You don't need much, but it would just cement the past and how you're bringing it into what's happening now in Halloween Kills. Right. Let's see what else. Oh yeah, you've got to address how he escaped the fire trap. Come on now. Now there's loads of rumours and fan-based artwork showing the mask is fused to Michael Myers' face, which sadly goes horribly in tow with Jason Voorhees, where his mask is pretty much welded into his flesh. But Michael Myers without the mask is not Michael Myers. The mask makes the mask maketh the shape. It's as simple as that. And but he's got to come up with a good reason why he escaped that fire trap. Unless, as I said before, he doesn't. That one dies, and one of his siblings, his triplet siblings, assumes the mantle. But as I said before, he's then going to go get the mask, and the boys say, "Oh, whatever, But it's a way around it. But you've got to show how he can still be around. Plus, he got his fingers blown off with a shotgun, for fuck's sake. He got stabbed again. So, hit by a car, but no, he's human. He is human. No, he's fucking not human. If he survives that, he's not fucking human. Unless his body just gives up, the evil spirit leaves his body and then goes and inhabits somebody else, which is the original idea from the original novelisation, which I have covered. If you go way back through my videos and troll all the way back, you'll find the video there where I'm discussing the original book, the original novelisation, and the whole druid aspect, which they did address, with Halloween 6, The Curse of Michael Myers, with the whole Thorn fucking cult thing, and they fucked it up. Yeah, they did. But at least they tried, at least they realised there's something to this, and they're going to have to, how can he keep surviving all this? What's going on there? But, anyway, what else do we have? Oh yeah, the online petition to get Daniel Harris on board. Yeah, fuck it. She's not in this timeline. Her character's not in this timeline. I mean, you could bring her in as playing somebody else. That's fine. I like it. I do like it. And she's quite feisty. In the Hatchet movies. Have you seen them? Oh my god. Victor Crowley? Not the Great Beast, but Victor Crowley, as in Hatchet Maniac. Oh, fucking hell. There's some ridiculous OTT gore in them, but hey, you know. What else have I got here? Right, I think I've come to the end of my little notes. I don't normally have notes, but I wrote them before, and just to keep my mind abreast of, you know, what's happening. Jamie Lee Curtis has tweeted, as she does, about how these ensuing films, Halloween Kills next year, Halloween Ends the year after. Both fucking terrible titles. Terrible titles. Absolute thumbs down on those titles. Pile of shite. That they're meant to, and this is her words, unpack, you know, the concept of violence in the modern world and how violence affects people. Now, you can take that in a couple of ways. Is that meant to mean that we're going to see in the next two films, because this is the Laurie Strode, Michael Myers saga. It's their new trilogy. Fucking sick of Laurie Strode, to be honest. But it's like, how does she deal with it? How does her daughter and her granddaughter deal with the violence that they've just witnessed and the deaths within their family and the threat, the ongoing threat to them? You know, the psychological effects of violence upon the family. Yeah, well, you know, knife crime and gun massacres are fucking hugely relevant, hugely, horribly relevant in today's society. So, are you going to bring that into it? You know, I don't know, but I don't bog the film down with, like, you know, psychological torment and, you know, Laurie is boring. I've said it. She's boring. She's awesome in the first movie. She's comatose and stupid in the second movie, but she's not the reason why the second movie's good. It's Michael, which is why the second movie's good. Michael. And the way the film looks and sounds and the gore, brilliant. But she's awesome in the first movie. And she became a real slag bitch from hell, a harridan in Halloween 2018. I so look forward to her performance. The first time I saw it, I did enjoy her performance. But in subsequent viewings, she annoys the piss out of me. And I really don't want to see any more of her. It's like, change the fucking record. It's like Terminator. Oh, we can't make a Terminator movie without fucking, you know, I was going to say Michael Myers then. What's his name? John Connor and Sarah Connor. Oh, fuck off. Even, like, you know, Dark Fate, the new Terminator. Oh, fuck off. Seriously, fuck off. You're annoying me now with this. Change. You've got the whole Skynet and the whole fucking world, which you could have tell umpteen stories. The comic books did loads and loads and loads. You don't need to have the same characters, the same story, just unravelled again with a slight variation here and there. Change the fucking record. Yes, Michael Myers and Laurie are connected because of the first movie, and that really should have come to an end in last year's movie. Don't drag this out for another two. Jesus Christ. And if you look at Jamie Lee Curtis, I have never seen anyone look so smug in all my life. She's there with a, you know, a normal short hair, and like with her girls, you know, the movie daughter, the movie granddaughter, and I'm Laurie Strode, you know. Fuck off. You've made other movies. You've got your fantastic tits out in Trading Places, for God's sake. You look fucking awesome in that. And then you were in, oh God, Perfect with John Travolta. Was it John Travolta? It was. And you looked amazing in that. There's other things you can do. Why are you going back to Laurie Strode and just going over and over and over this old fucking Stalk and Slash shit? Folks, I adore Stalk and Slash. I just don't like seeing what had the spark of genuine originality and innovation and pure imaginative creativity. It was a dazzling movie. Halloween 2 is a drop down in quality, but the two films together are perfect. They make the perfect Halloween night, and it works. And it also ends at Michael Myers is burnt to a crisp. Oh, genuinely burnt to a crisp. Had both eyeballs shot out as well. Like, Laurie was a good shot there, wasn't she? Michael, you know. But Then you're going to drag it all out again and again. You had Halloween H2O, which was a load of shit. Apart from Michael, the one-handed drop down from the beam, which I did like that, but the mask was awful, and the whole head lopping at the end, terrible, just terrible. But this is the thing. I'll be there, day one of Halloween Kills. By the way, the working title for Halloween Kills is Mob Rule. So therein lies another big clue as to the theme of the potential theme of this movie. Is it going to be the band of survivors, the ones who are all connected by the evil of Michael Myers? Purely and simply evil. Who are going to have to band together to then go and hunt Michael Myers. Is that the idea? Mob Rule. Is Haddonfield going to rise up? You've already seen this at Halloween 4, where the redneck posse fucking gangs go out in their pickups with shotguns and they go and they fucking kill some innocent down and out by mistake, and they're a load of shit. But it has been addressed before. And yet, if the town was terrorised by a particular person, I would expect everyone to rise up and, lock your doors, bolt your windows, and all that kind of shit. But, you're going to have, like the old Universal horror movies where the townsfolk would pick up pitchforks and carry torches, they've got axes and they're going to hunt the monster down. Well, yeah, I can imagine that would be the case. Especially as Michael Myers seems to easily dispose of the law enforcement personnel. So, this is a little sort of, speed through all I know of Halloween Kills. We know nothing about Halloween Ends. Oh, there is something else. There is. John Carpenter and David Gordon Green, I always get his fucking name wrong, and Danny McBride have stated they want, 10 Halloween movies. How many have we got already? I lose count. I've not got enough fingers, to be honest. We're going to make 10 more. Is that 10 more Michael Myers movies? Because fucking get shut of Laurie Strode. But if you're going to do Michael Myers movies, it's just going to get boring. Yes, we all... God, no one loves, and an exciting set piece. But that's going to get boring beyond belief. Look at fucking Friday the 13th. Jesus Christ. Freddy Krueger. Boring! And that's what's going to happen. You can't keep telling that same story over and over again. You can't. You just can't do it. Unless you go with the original idea that John Carpenter had. We'll have a Halloween movie every year or every other year, but based around Halloween. Nothing to do with Michael Myers, which of course is where Halloween 3, Season of the Witch, came in. Which, by the way, I'm going to cover that soon because I fucking adore that movie. It does not get the praise it deserves. Very criminally underlooked movie. Wonderfully imaginative. Brilliantly staged. Fantastically acted. I adore that film. But, that was the original idea. We'll base a film around, the festival of Halloween. And we can set it in the past, the present, the future, whatever. But we'll tell a horror story, a ghost story, or whatever story. Base it around Halloween. It's only now that Halloween has become synonymous with Michael Myers. The name, the Halloween franchise title has become synonymous with Michael Myers. So if they're saying we want 10 more movies around Halloween, God, please make it that you're telling different stories each time. And I'd be on board. I'd be totally on board for that. This is what we're not getting, There's always Halloween movies. Trick or Treat was a great one, and there's loads of other fucking ones but you could easily get the high caliber talent of John Carpenter doing the soundtracks, maybe even writing them, producing them, maybe even directing. Come on, John, come on, you can do it. Nobody ever talks about your film, The Ward, the last feature film you made. Well, you know what? Even though the ending was signposted from pretty much frame one and we all knew where it was going, I loved it. I thought there were some great moments in that movie. Tension, suspense was all there, visuals were all there, and your camera work, as usual, was superlative. But you could do it again. Come out of retirement. Don't just slap together some music. Come out and make a movie again. Prove that you are still the man to beat when it comes to this sort of thing. You are still the man with the eye, the man who knows the shadows, who knows how to bring a shape through the shadows. But folks, I love this stuff, which is why I get so emotional and obsessed with it. If you go online, as you go on YouTube, there are people out there. I ain't naming the channels, but I do watch them. But my God, all they ever do is cover Halloween and any little snippet of news, any little bit. Oh God, and they're full of opinions, which is what it's all about. And I watch them and I respect pretty much everything they say. I don't agree with a lot of things they say, but I just find it hard to. This is the guy that how many Rambo videos have I done now in the lead up to seeing Rambo Last Blood, and how many more you're going to get once I've seen it? Oh fucking hell! But you know what I mean? It's just it's conjecture. It's every little casting element that comes in, and then he pour over it and over it and over it, and they come up with conjecture and supposition and assumption. I've done a little bit of that, but I've wrapped it up into this. Though this is my Halloween update explosion, like a pumpkin with nitroglycerin pumped into it and blown sky high. I've just given you all my views. I bet there's things I've forgotten, but who cares? In the meantime, folks, another mask has arrived today. Going to be covering that soon, but not tonight. Tonight, I must prepare myself for carnage tomorrow. Big screen carnage with Johnny Rambo. Folks, as always, hey, I love you all. And so many thanks for subscribing. You guys are awesome. Without you, there wouldn't be any of this. So, enjoy yourselves. Be safe, have fun, be happy, and keep it kilted, keep it Celtic. And I'm going to see you all later. The devil's eyes. The blackest eyes. I've got that the wrong way round. The blackest eyes. The devil's eyes.